Summit.
Yeah.
But that's part of the cost, that's part of the handoff that they want to do. The idea is to make this, the owner's idea is to make it a very good,
Especially our cemetery.
well, it's,
Pride in that.
right, and if the money's not the issue, then don't start, we can't start cutting those corners, because those, our costs are the same regardless.
Yeah.
Okay, now have they gone up? Certainly they have, because wages have gone up, fuel's gone up, fertilizer's gone, all that stuff's gone up. Our share of that was initial before. We sat there and went through a process. We determined we had a base year, what was done before this year, and what was done after this year, as in activities. Anything that was done after that year, the cemetery picks up. Any of those activities that were done before, the city shares a share of that. So, yeah, have our shares gone up? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
But guess what? The activity's gone up there too, hasn't it?
Tremendous.
Substantially.
And it looks,
And so that's part of the deal.
I like the cemetery.
So-
Going back to what Sherry was talking about, cut off with the attorney. That's something that council's going to have to talk about, because there are some discontented individuals with our attorney now. I personally like him, but we'll have to ask ourselves, what do we want to do on that? And so that's something that you need to think about. Maybe for him, but you can't, because of the union, because he didn't know. what
No, we
was going on.
weren't, that wasn't why I was asking about. It's just that he doesn't attend all the meetings. There's times when I didn't see him.
The previous attorney, Stephen, would show up maybe once every third month
Well, then why are we paying them to?
for all the phone calls that he gets during the week.
yeah, and he,
From where? What phone calls?
Liza's got a phone call today. I got a phone call to him today.
What was that?
I've talked to him regularly. And
Yeah.
Stephen,
What, not what?
I don't remember our lawyer showing up, and I thought Sean was perfect. Where was the paperwork? That's what he said to him that night.
Well,
I've
because
gone down to talk to him and to his father-in-law. I can't, my memory's every.
Stephen Bishop,
I can't, no, I know who he is, but I can't remember what I talked to them about. Absolutely went stare in my mouth.
It took them,
They are not accommodating, they're not doing you a good job.
no, and my gosh, it took them, I don't know how many months it took them to write the ordinance for the tiny homes.
It's just a money maker.
It's between, that last council meeting just pissed me off. And I'm still pissed. There's just a lot of waste as far as Century West, the attorney, the city.
there's some real, Greg, Eric, I like him. Eric might underperform on certain things, but if we had to make a change, it's not going to be, we're going to spend a lot more money than we are now. And the attorneys, as we all know, what we're talking about, those kind of attorneys, that's $5,400 an
He's
hour.
$250 an hour, if I'm right.
That's
The
about
ones
the average.
and then what we talked about is the ones we looked into, there were a minimum of 350.
Right.
Well, we have Gonzaga University. Why can't we reach out to, say, a student for questions, just to call and see?
I don't know. That's something.
Most
we'll
of
have
the
to look
students
at.
can't give you a legal opinion
Well, I'm not just
because they're
talking,
not members of the bar.
We have MRSC, we talk to MRSC.
okay,
City of Pomeroy spends $25,000 a year on attorneys,
Right.
and he doesn't even live there.
I know.
He's on Zoom.
So it's,
I'm not saying that we shouldn't ask for more, and we've had this conversation.
right.
Okay? So, we're all still learning at this job. Everybody, right? Okay.
All right, we'll go into the budget a little bit, and questions I have, just throwing that out, and with Kathy, she explained that one's almost up. And then one question I have is the old city shop lease. The revenues are coming in, and not making any money on that thing. So the old city shop.
No, well, so we do have an agreement with the old city shop lease that it goes up by the CPI every year. Now, they started off very low as a business incubator, and then a few years ago,
How
the
much is it
council.
now?
You know, I don't issue
It
the
went up pretty
invoices,
significant a
so
couple of years ago.
it's over 400, but I can't tell you exactly
Still
what it
not,
was.
still not high enough to cover the bills though. Because the
That's-
insurance, we
that's-
got
that
insurance
is
and stuff
possible.
on that,
Yeah,
so,
yeah, it
We
may
pay
not
that.
cost.
so.
Well, I think we'd be ahead of the game to sell it.
Me too.
And I'm willing
That's
to
what I'm
bet
getting
that there's a willing buyer in that building right now. But when I renegotiated that lease with Donovan, they wanted the city to get $125 a month to pay the utilities. And we backed that out to where it is now. It should be pretty close to $400 a month. And we built in that every year, every other year, it goes up by whatever the CPI is. So it's constantly going up a little bit. It's keeping pace with
I don't know
the
about
economy,
that.
but it's not a moneymaker, you know? The same with the city hall. I like the building, I like what's going on there, but can the city, with all of our other expenses, afford to keep it,
We can't keep everything.
you know? And
Favorite stuff.
right now, it's sitting empty because we have nobody renting it.
We need to sell, we all talked about that. Selling them both makes
Okay.
financial sense. It does.
Okay, on page 3, if you go to that, the question I have on that one is you go into 514, the financial services for the city. And we're getting pretty close to exceeding what we allocated for a budget. So if we go over, because we budgeted 92, we're at 67, so we're pretty close. We got quite a few months to go yet. Where would we pull the excess money that we would need out of? Come out of the general fund savings or whatever?
Well, the thing about operations is that there's a lot of things that are front-loaded in that. Like we pay all the insurance for different categories, their portion out of that at the beginning of the year. So over the year, each month that percentage goes down on something you've already paid. And then things like election services already paid. You know, like we'll actually get billed next year for November's election kind of thing. And we tend to front load things like office supplies and everything that we can do that way so that we have that mostly taken care of. If we had to go over on that, it would be a general fund
Okay.
expense because we balance to the fund level for the state auditor's office. So not to the line item.
Okay. So that, for the general public, will be covered if we go over.
Yes. Yeah, the only things we really have to balance to the line item are salaries.
Okay. So going down a little bit more to centralized services, the $25,864, that was the legal settlement.
Yes.
And so that's just a one-time thing.
Yes. That
That
was
puts us-
the public records request.
That puts a hole in the budget right there.
Right.
So as time goes along, the total budget, this is what I was kind of getting at. You as a city council need to be watching this budget to follow it, what we fall short on and what we need to maneuver around or whatever. Because that $25,000, that was a big deadly hit. And that's it. We get reimbursed insurance on that?
Not for that, you know, they paid for all of the
So we don't get
litigation,
reimbursed.
but we do not get reimbursed for that. No.
The other thing you're looking at, Dave, is if we sell the old city hall, there's over $13,000 we don't spend anymore.
Yeah, I mean, there's things that we're gonna have to look at to this year.
And there it is right there, so.
So could we sell the property that we have relatively fast? I don't know.
Just
Of
depends
course,
on the
White
market.
fiber
value.
would probably do it.
But the best thing we can do is advertise it at fair market value and see where we fall. If we go below fair market value, then we've got other legal issues.
So is the city council in agreement to look into this?
Yes, that's fair.
And
I
so-
can bring the current comps that we have in the next meeting. I think I've still got them.
Okay,
Say we gross 200,000 on both buildings. You gotta remember, there's real estate fees and
Yeah.
realtor fees. So realistically, I'm gonna say between 175 and 180 may be closer to where we'll end up. But that's still a lot of money that we can put on a lot of places in this town that will help defer costs elsewhere. And that's what I'm looking at.
and that's what I'm kind of looking at, so we don't have to keep raising the rates. And, so,
Can I just ask which city hall you're referring to? Are you talking about the one over here, the dance hall?
The old city shop, old city hall. Yes,
Oh,
the old city.
which city shop?
I don't know if we could, this is my opinion, I don't know, I don't really want to sell this old city hall, because that puppy's old, and it's been around a long time. And it's kind of an antique, I'm an antique person, but the library's in there and everything else too.
No,
No, the library's not in that building.
This is separated? Okay.
But the museum's downstairs, right? No?
no, it's in the back of the.
They're separate, they're separate buildings.
Yeah, right now, the old city hall is totally empty.
So they're coming over here, then, aren't they?
Yeah, it's kind of cool because we talked about trying to save Heidi money because she couldn't afford to pay the $140 a month rent. So where we worked it out is she's renting by the day here. She's gonna be allowed to store her belongings in the basement here, which is dry, and I've been down and looked at it for a daily use more than a monthly use, and that cuts what she has to spend for expenses in half. So that keeps her in town. That keeps the dance studio alive, and the money she pays for the use of this building helped with a little bit of budget for this building where we need to spend money. It's going to be there. So it's a win for everybody.
It is, I think it's a win for the kids, and I think that's something that we need to look at as a city council. The kids are the ones that we really need to watch.
Well, that's why we did it the way we did.
So that's what we're doing on that. So on page, I don't have anything on 4. Does anybody have anything on page 4? Scratch that one of them, no? Okay, on page 5, the question I have is the community center wages. I had $2,000, so that's basically, I had circled, that's the wages for cleaning this building.
Yes,
And we haven't used anything so far this year.
nobody has wanted to have someone come in and clean it. We usually have a couple of events a year that they traditionally want for us to clean
Okay.
for, but it's probably not gonna be anywhere near that.
Uh,
Plus the fees for the community center.
So on the theater repairs, yeah.
So that's an
What needs
insurance
to be done,
cost.
huh?
It's an insurance cost from when the ceiling, part of the ceiling collapsed.
So
from
we
water
paid
damage.
3,100 on it?
Yes, and the insurance reimburses us for that.
Okay.
It does affect our rating with the insurance company, going forward for a few years.
We should probably have just fixed it,
Probably so.
not cleaned it.
Well, that's where that maintenance and building maintenance fees would come in. If we had it, we could have paid for it, and we wouldn't be looking at an increase in our insurance.
But
But we didn't have, that's water under the bridge, but for the future, if we have a facilities maintenance fund, we can alleviate those problems.
We all do that with our own cars, a small thing. You repair it yourself versus turning to the insurance. We hope so.
Okay, for Park, which is across the street over here, I'll take it, and the rest stop, I mean, that one's doing well. And so do I have any problems. Does anybody have any problems with the rest stop? I think it's running pretty good. So let's,
you say it's doing well.
I think it's doing well, that's my opinion.
It gets a lot of
It
use.
gets, yeah, it
Yeah, it
does.
gets a lot of use.
It's accommodating.
There's a beehive in the wall on the building right over there, and I've been snuffing bees out of it. And,
That just makes people hurry up.
yeah, so I've been keeping the population down because I can't get them on the wall. They're embedded in the wall, and I think Hayes owns the building. And one of these days, he's gonna have that hundred just come right through his ceiling.
Well, you can bottle it and sell it.
That'd be some pretty dirty stuff. So I guess you answered on page 6, I think. It is, because I wanted to check with the archives grant, and you answered that question because it's done, I guess. And so we'll go into the cemetery on that. And then transferring out, these are the ones that are, but I didn't see the water and the sewer in there.
No, so typically water and sewer tax stuff is only transferred in December and January.
Okay.
And then we also have the transfer that goes from sewer to sewer reserves. And this year that will be $150,000 instead of 50. But it's not here, it's in sewer that you would find that. So these are the, we did a budget amendment at the last regular meeting, and these are the things that were on it. So they've been transferred over now.
So the cemetery, what I gathered, it's pretty well self-sustaining, and so there's no problems with the cemetery other than what we discussed. So I don't see any changes, great changes in the budget on that. Does anybody have any?
You know, there's two things on the archives. It's completed, and you're saying the archives,
Yes, we're done, we're out of money.
that's how it is.
Yeah.
It'd be good, and great for the council, to see some of the members, they'd like to see it, what you accomplished.
Okay.
I don't think anybody's ever seen it. Have you ever seen that improvement in the city hall for records?
No.
Okay, very good, then.
Probably have a little higher appreciation if you'd have seen it before.
Probably so. Yeah, I did not see it.
Yeah,
That was-
garbage, yeah, paper sacks and files and inboxes, so.
So what are they gotta do? They gotta burn that, shred it up, or what are they gonna do?
Oh, no, it's just been archived. It's been put in correct.
Oh, it is
File.
proper places. Okay. They're not throwing anything out.
Not yet.
Okay, on page 9, and we're going down is street paving, and that's on the very bottom. And so the question I had on that is, due to the problems that we got coming up in the future, what happens when people refuse to go to the, where's it gonna put us?
So
That's the question.
then there would only be repair and maintenance for that.
For that year, we can't do anything.
We can do something on water.
So is the money that's in there, can we do anything for tomorrow? Can we do anything for next year, with the thing that's in there?
So this year's budget was transfer 50,000 from the general fund to streets. And so that, some of that is still available, but not all of it went into repairs and maintenance, but a good chunk of it did. So some of that is available for some smaller repairs.
It
but we
won't be like the road up there by, Rural Park. There's not gonna be enough money to do that.
Not just out of this fund, but the levy did pass last year, so there's $50,000
Okay.
levy that can be applied in addition to a little bit of money from the regular street fund.
Just that was on the list to be number 1 or 2
Number
this
one.
year, yeah.
Yeah, did you
And
change that?
and it was knocked down.
Yeah, it was
and
there
Well,
for the five.
we weren't sure if we were going to get the funds for paving gravel roads from the state because they started a new project for that, and I still don't know the answer to that.
Okay, because I still think that should be priority, so it doesn't get knocked down again, because it seems every year it's knocked down.